Hello and welcome to Palace Fan TV for Jim and Jay's final say post Norwich win. Palace got a win. Palace won a league game in 2016 and kept a clean sheet. What is happening? Yes, Palace finally got their first league win in 2016 with a 1-0 win against Norwich. A huge win, a real six-pointer if we're going to use cliches. Norwich, well, I mean, almost literally a six-pointer because Norwich were 3 points behind Palace at the start of play. And Palace are now 6 points ahead of Norwich, thanks to Jason Punchin's goal. So it really was a huge game, probably biggest game of the season, barring the FA Cup semi-final, of course, which is just around the corner as well. So a game Palace needed to win, but of course hadn't won in the league since December the 19th before today. So it certainly was not going to be a foregone conclusion, especially as Norwich were in good form. But at the end of the day, it was a, I think, deserved, hard-working 1-0 win. A clean sheet, a slender win, and I think Palace probably edged it. Maybe not in the first half. I think we looked nervous in the first half, and this has been a theme of Palace's games all season, really, hasn't it? Looking a little bit out of sorts in the first half, coming out after the break, and just looking a little bit more G'd up. So whatever Pardew is saying at half time, any chance he can just say it before the game starts? Because he seems to get a real reaction from the players during the break, but before the game, in the last few months, really, we've looked a little bit out of sorts. But again, on Saturday, it was the same West Ham last week. We got a very credible 2-2 draw, really. And a lot of people have sort of, especially in the media, have sort of been glossing over that because of the Chiarte red card. But it was a good point against a team that are going for Champions League spot. And then today was a good, I thought, deserved 1-0 win. There were some real stand-up performances. I mean, it was better across the park, really, but it was our leaders that stood out. You know, the likes of Jednak, who was absolutely fantastic, Delaney, Dan, players that I think when you're in a bit of a scrap, you need them to stand up, and they absolutely did. Jednak was my man of the match today by an absolute mile, and he just was everywhere, just like Jednak of old. I still don't really think he's a first team choice for us, but there are games like today where they're perfect for him, and he was getting in. Oh, he was just nabbing the ball away from Norwich midfielders all day long. His passing still is not that great. And to be honest, a theme of today was really our passing was pretty poor, I think, throughout the team. Not just Jedi, who we know is limited at passing, but players like Cabaye, even Punch at times, weren't finding teammates. But what was there today was the passion, you know, and the intensity and the desire. And that's what drove us on to win 1-0 in such a crucial result. And Punchin, you know, it's fine. He scored the goal. Fantastic finish. Whatever you think about him, whether you think he's the second half of the season player or he's been played out of position or this season struggled, today was an indication that he's still massively important for our team. What a fantastic finish. Absolutely picked out the bottom corner, and he was good. He was in that number 10 role and was, I think, one of the few players that was trying to get the ball down and use it. We seem to have this bit of sort of nervousness creeping through our team at the moment where players are getting the ball. Players like Soiree and Ward and Jedi get the ball and just sort of get rid of it quickly, sort of panic. Punchin's one of the few players that gets it down and looks to make things happen. Doesn't always work, but at least he's trying to be a bit more sort of cultivated on the ball. And you'd expect that as well for someone like Cabaye. Cabaye seems to still have games where he's sort of in and out. At times shows real bits of class, but I think he's finding consistency difficult. But, you know, Punchin is so important for us. And if we can just find that formula, and there's only a few games left of the season, but if we can find the formula that makes him work and makes him tick, I mean, he's a real match winner, as he proved today. There's still hiccups. I'm not going to dwell on the negatives. You know, I still think Joel Ward, there's question marks over Ward. Soiree had one of his reverse games where he was terrible in the first half and better in the second half. And there's still question marks over Hennessy, although he made a good save in the second half just after we scored. Still looked a bit dodgy. A couple of punches weren't there. There's question marks over some of the team, and I think we know that, and in the summer that'll be addressed. But today I think it's important to accept and to acknowledge what a good result it was, and what an important result, and that it was well deserved. And hopefully this will kick us on. You know, hopefully this will bring a few more wins toward the end of the season. I think we might have enough points now anyway, but a couple more wins would be great. And then we've got that semi-final. So who knows? This could end up being a memorable season after all, despite everything. And wouldn't that be classically Palace. So that's it. That's my thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm sure you have already, but if you haven't, click subscribe to Palace Fan TV, and don't forget to comment below with your thoughts. Who was your man of the match? I'm sure you're probably all going to say Jedi, but let me know who you thought was MOM for Palace today. And follow us on Instagram and Snapchat. Here's Jay from the Eagles Beak with his thoughts. I'm assuming they're going to be as pretty positive like mine have. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.
Hey guys, welcome back to Palace Fan TV. This is Jim and Jay's final say, and we're going to look back at the Palace win at home to Norwich City. Massive game today. There's no denying the game, the actual match-up at this stage of the season. It's funny how fixtures tend to fall during the season, but we're celebrating a win. Hooray! A win, first time in 2016. We can stop reading in the media about Palace not winning a game since mid-December. That win against Stoke, which was a great win away at Stoke, and it's gone downhill ever since then. Obviously not in the FA Cup, we're in the semi-finals, but we can look forward to that with a little sense of relief now. I have to say, I've said on these videos before that I've not been that worried. I've not really considered ourselves as a team that's struggling. I say struggling, we have struggled for performances, we have struggled for results, but I've always felt that we weren't going to get between the last couple of weeks and the end of the season without getting any results, and so it proved today. A great 3 points against the Norwich side, who, to be fair, they've won the last couple of games. Decent form for a side that are struggling. And personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Norwich stay up, and seeing the bottom three at the moment go down. The win today is fantastic. I mean, Pardew made some changes start of the game. Sacco came in, big decision to put Wilf on the bench, but have to be fair to him. The last few games, Wilf has kind of been a little bit off the boil. Seemed a bit frustrated with some of the challenges going in. Maybe he did need that start from the bench. But Sacco didn't overly impress. Balassi was a little bit frustrating on the other side. I think the other big news really was bringing in Gal to start up front on his own. And I have to say, Gal cannot play that role up front on his own, particularly if we're going to put the ball to him in the air, which we did that a lot today while he was on the pitch, particularly the first half. Very scrappy first half. I always felt we were the better side though. Bit of composure. I have stood up for Hennessy a lot this season, but that massive flap in the first half really did worry me, and it worried me a lot for the rest of the game whenever he came for a ball or the ball went near him. I hate being critical on players, I really do. I'm hoping you guys out there probably realise what I'm like. Not a critical person in the slightest, but it was very nervy watching Hennessy in goal today. And I think the biggest thing to notice was that after that flap, the back four wouldn't pass the ball back to him. Very reluctant. They would rather, Suarez a couple of times would rather twist himself in half to get the ball out of touch or down the line, rather than perhaps looking for the easier ball back. But let's not dwell on negatives. Today's result is very positive. Fantastic performance from Mile Jednak again. Ultimate professional. He's missed a lot of games this season. Some through injury, some through the fact that he's not part of our first 11 as such this season, or at least the first 11 that started the season. But he's by this time worked hard, and the last few games he has impressed me. I think he had a great performance against Leicester as well, and today he was immense in the middle. I mean, the first half was a standout player for Palace in the middle, and second half he continued that and really helped us get to the position where we were and getting that winner. Jason Puncheon, great goal. I mean, what a goal. I love Selhurst Park when it's like that. Today it was brilliant. A little bit nervy in the first half. Fans got behind the team, as the club asked, and as the local media asked as well. Really did their bit, I think, and kind of helped the players as much as as much as you can do in situations like that. There were nervy situations. I think we could have gone into the break in the lead, because there was a good 10-minute spell where we almost camped in the Norwich box. Great effort from Puncheon. I'm not sure, from a distance it was difficult to see whether Puncheon didn't quite get the shot away and Ruddy was made the save, but it looked like it was destined for the back of the net, but it didn't come in. And I think a follow-up from Kabai was headed away by one of the Norwich players. It's a really good spell of pressure there. Norwich came forward, didn't particularly worry us in the first, but they did look threatening because they got people forward and pressured the keeper, which is what you'd expect. Second half, I think it was an excellent second half, actually. Very end-to-end stuff. Bit too end-to-end for our liking, but we had the chances. We continued, didn't really use Gal to his, to his best of his abilities. But Jason Puncheon, I mean, what a strike. He grew into that second half. Kind of run it for about 20 minutes that second half as well. And that goal was fantastic. I haven't seen it again on TV yet, but I mean, it was worth everything. That goal. It was just a feeling afterwards. That goal. The roof came off Selhurst Park. Well, the roof of every stand I think came off Selhurst Park, because it was just chaos. I was in the Arthur Waite and it was just pandemonium in there. It really was a real. I don't know whether it was a release of relief. I'm not sure, but excellent. And we dug in and held on towards the end. That they had a few chances, but to be fair, Tennessee, I was critical of him just now, but he made, I think, 3 decent saves actually to keep Norwich out towards the end. So he played his part, didn't he? At the end of the day, and like I say, it's hard being critical. Keepers are there to be shot at, aren't they? Make a mistake and they're the public enemy number one. Make a save and they're everybody's favourite. I don't think Hennessy's ever going to be anybody's favourite at Palace. However, he did put in a shift towards the end, and just like any other player out there as well. So yeah, I'm still trying to work out how to celebrate a win. It's been in the Premier League. It's been a while. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Palace fans here are all across social media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow Twitter, Facebook, and also Snapchat during games. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments about the game underneath this video. I'm going to carry on and go off and celebrate with a couple more beers, and we'll catch you after the Everton game midweek, and hopefully we can try and get some more points from there. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers, bye.